Yeah, so Bonner's gone. Dewanna Bonner's gone. Indiana fans, I'm so sorry. This is a horrible video for you. Dewanna Bonner is not coming back, according to Andy Costabile in Front Office Sports.
There's a huge mystery surrounding Dewanna Bonner and her absence, okay? In these past 4 games, guys, in the past 4 games, Dewanna Bonner has been MIA for the Indiana Fever. It's getting to the point where I'm on my Twitter timeline. The fans are saying that Dewanna Bonner has quote-unquote quiet quit. Okay, they say that she is quiet quitting the Indiana Fever.
1 minute, Dewanna Bonner was the celebrated veteran leader of the Indiana Fever. The next, she was gone. Not from an injury, not from a trade, but from a self-imposed exile that stunned the entire league. She didn't just quit on her team because she was moved to the bench. She launched a one-woman soap opera fueled by ego and resentment, ghosting her teammates and declaring a silent war on the franchise that had just welcomed her. This is the shocking story of how a WNBA star's pride led to one of the most bizarre and unprofessional walkouts in recent sports history, revealing a stunning tale of a career in freefall.
Dewanna Bonner is officially done with the Indiana Fever. Now, DB has been out for the past 6 games for personal reasons, but other than that, the team has been pretty quiet on what exactly is going on, and there's been so much speculation around her absence. But the whole thing was just kind of bizarre, and a lot of Fever fans were speculating that we're not going to see her back. And just today, it was announced that she has no intentions on returning to the Indiana Fever, and her preferred destinations are either Atlanta or the Phoenix Mercury. It's also been reported that the main reason that she wanted to leave is because things felt off from the beginning and she thought that she would be a starter.
When the Indiana Fever announced they had signed Dewanna Bonner, the move was seen as a masterstroke. The narrative wrote itself. Here was a 2-time WNBA champion, a 15-year veteran with a reputation for toughness and leadership, joining one of the youngest and most talked about rosters in the league. The media and fans immediately crowned her the mama bear of the locker room. She was supposed to be the seasoned professional who would teach the rookies the ropes, the calm presence in the eye of the storm, the one who would anchor the team's defense and provide clutch baskets when the pressure was on. The preseason hype was immense. In interviews, she embraced the role, talking about mentorship and guiding the next generation.
In another non-shocking turn of events, it's being reported that Dewanna Bonner no longer wants to be with the Indiana Fever. I was shocked in the first place that she went there, to be honest, based on the harassment that her and her wife received last year from the Fever fans. So this is not shocking to me. This article, it says that her potential landing spots could be Phoenix or the Dream. You guys know I got Dream season tickets, so I'm biased. Come to ATL. She started the season off starting with the Fever and then was promptly benched, and Lexi started in the starting position, so this is all speculation. I don't know, right? That could have.
It was a perfect story, but that storybook chapter slammed shut with a shocking and abrupt finality. After just a handful of games, the personal reasons tag appeared next to her name. At first, there was genuine concern from the fan base, but 1 game miss turned into 2, then 4, then 6. The team's official statements were cold, brief, and offered no timeline for her return. The silence was deafening, and it created a vacuum that social media was all too eager to fill. The speculation ran wild. Had there been a secret fight, a fallout with the coaching staff? It was on Twitter where fans coined a chillingly accurate phrase for what was happening. She had quiet quit, but even that didn't capture the full extent of the betrayal that was about to be revealed.
Of course, the Dewanna Bonner news would come out while I'm out, but I can't say that it caught me by surprise because it certainly didn't. Now, in the grand scheme of things, it's surprising. Dewanna Bonner signs a free agent contract with the Indiana Fever. And after a handful of games, wants a Fever exit, apparently. And that is a strange situation, right? Because she was embraced. She had her achievement at the beginning of the season, moving up the scoring ranks. They were referring to her as Mama Bear in training camp. And now all of a sudden that has fallen apart. She was out of the starting lineup, hadn't really produced that much, particularly on the offensive end. And this,
the vague excuse of personal reasons was a thin veil for a truth that was far simpler and far more shocking in its pettiness. This wasn't some hidden, complex personal tragedy she was dealing with. This was about pride. The catalyst for her entire walkout, as reports would later confirm, was a single decision by the coaching staff. They moved her from the starting lineup to the bench. For a player of her stature, a decorated veteran who had started for most of her career, this was an unforgivable insult. She didn't see it as as a strategic move for the team. She saw it as a personal attack on her legacy. It was a classic, almost childish case of, if I don't get to start, then I'm taking my ball and going home. She wasn't interested in fighting to earn her spot back.
But I see a lot of Fever fans being very negative towards DB, talking about I never seen someone take so much personal time off and who takes personal time off? I don't know if you're not family origin. I don't know if you may hate your family, but family comes first over everything. Okay? Maybe you're not family origin, but family comes first. If she having issues and stuff going on with her family, how about we pray about it? Okay? She's a human being. Stuff happens to them just like shit happens to us. Life be lifing. They have shit happen to them just like shit happened to us. So let's not do that.
She wasn't willing to adapt to a new role to help the team win. She expected the starting job to be handed to her out of respect for her past accomplishments, not based on her current performance. When the Indiana Fever gave her a nice, cozy seat on the bench instead of a place in the starting five, she didn't just pout, she detonated her relationship with the entire organization. She filed metaphorical divorce papers mid-season, ghosting her teammates, her coaches, and the fans who had just welcomed her. But was this just a case of a bruised ego, or was the coach's decision backed by undeniable proof that her best days were behind her?
So Dewanna Bonner pulls one of the weakest moves in sports history and quits on the Indiana Fever, not even halfway through the season, man. Your ass couldn't hit the fucking side of a barn and was stinking it up every game, and you're mad about a starting spot or some bullshit? Completely lost all respect for your punk ass, man. And now your preferred destination is the Phoenix Mercury and the Dream. Oh, what? So you can go back with Alyssa Thomas and Scissor? What the fuck kind of bullshit is this? And then all the people that hate Caitlin Clark so much, the Black Clan and Black Clan Panders, are sitting here supporting this weak-ass move.
As it turns out, the coaching staff wasn't trying to disrespect a legend. They were trying to win basketball games, and the numbers were telling a story that Dewanna Bonner's ego refused to hear. Her on-court performance hadn't just dipped, it had been in a steady, noticeable decline. During her final season with the Connecticut Sun, the warning signs were already there. In 12 different games, she shot a disastrous 30% from the floor or less. For a forward, that figure is alarming. Top players at her position typically shoot closer to 50%. Her shot selection had become questionable, often settling for difficult, contested jumpers early in the shot clock. Her once reliable three-point shot had abandoned her, plummeting to just 29%. This wasn't a slump, it was a trend, and that trend followed her to Indiana.
All right, now some people have been saying that her banner has been taken down. I don't know how true that is, but from what people are saying and seeing, they said her banner is taken down. Now, yes, that is alarming if it is real. I don't know exactly what it might mean if they did take it down, but you have to think it's not a good sign. Now, we all remember what Stephanie White ended up saying in the practice when asked about Dewanna Bonner. She was saying, like, you know, there's no timeline, right? No timeline, but they're just making sure that they're staying supportive of her. So I don't know if it's really a team thing, a team issue, the reason why she is missing right now. I feel like it really is something personal.
In her brief time with the Fever, she failed to make a significant impact on the offensive end. Her stats weren't whispering starter anymore. They were screaming role player off the bench. The game itself was telling her that an adjustment was needed. Instead of seeing the move to the bench as a challenge to adapt, to find new ways to contribute, she saw it as a public humiliation. The cold, hard data painted a clear picture. She was no longer the elite player she once was. And while her own performance was fading, a new star was rising in Indiana, casting a shadow so massive it seemed to swallow everything and everyone in its path.
Excuse me, Dewanna Bonner? What do you mean you don't want to play for the Fever anymore? You signed a contract, you made a commitment to this team, and you're just gonna jump out of it right in the middle? Get out of here with that. Go retire. We didn't need you anyways. You weren't doing anything for our team. You know what? This frees up a roster spot. Maybe we can go get Ari McDonald and actually become a championship caliber team now. No interest in playing for the Fever. I'll go play for the Fever. They don't want me. I'll step.
It is impossible to tell this story without talking about the colossal impact of Caitlin Clark. Dewanna Bonner may have signed up to be a veteran leader on a young team, but what she walked into was a full-blown cultural phenomenon. Overnight, the Indiana Fever became the center of the sports universe. Every game was a sellout, every broadcast smashed rating records, and every single possession was scrutinized by millions. The entire dynamic of the team and the league itself had been warped by the gravitational pull of this one rookie. Suddenly, Dewanna Bonner, a former All-Star and champion, was reduced to a background character in the Caitlin Clark show. The cameras weren't focused on her. The headlines weren't about her. The fan energy was directed at the generational talent who was rewriting the WNBA's future.
People who are saying it's too early to judge Dewanna Bonner's performance at this point in the season obviously did not watch Connecticut last season. Now, the Sun started off strong, one of the longest winning streaks in WNBA history. The Sun also won more games last season than they've won in franchise history. So there's no doubt that Connecticut was a strong team. But what I am saying is that Bonner was proven inconsistent on the offensive end. There were 12 games where she shot 30% or less. For her career, she's a 40% shooter. Considering her position at forward, that's fairly low. Top forwards and post players typically sit around 50% from the floor. I think her field goal percentage struggles due to her shot selection, and she likes to shoot from deep, but last season she was 29% from three.
One day, Bonner was positioned as the mentor. The next, she was an afterthought. The narrative quickly and dramatically flipped. Whispers began to circulate that the initial supportive energy had soured into bitter resentment. It morphed into a high school drama with professional contracts, where every missed pass from Clark was met with a visible eye roll from Bonner, and every high five she didn't receive felt like a personal attack. She wasn't just angry about being benched, she was furious that the spotlight, a light she had commanded for over a decade, had moved on without her permission.
I need answers. I don't want this swept under the rug whatsoever. I want solid answers from somebody, because this, I've never seen this. Sorry, never seen it. I need answers. And, I do not believe, this is just my personal opinion, I do not believe that it is Dewanna Bonner. I do not believe it's coaching. I'm not really sure.
Dewanna Bonner's exit from Indiana wasn't a quiet or graceful departure. It was a scorched earth campaign played out online for everyone to see. In what can only be described as a modern-day act of war in the sports world, fans quickly noticed that she had systematically scrubbed her social media accounts of any and all mentions of the Indiana Fever. The team photos, the welcoming posts, the fan interactions, all gone, deleted as if she was trying to erase this brief, embarrassing chapter from her personal history. It was a petty, public declaration that she was done, but the ultimate power move, the final nail in the coffin of their relationship, was a shocking rumor that began to circulate with terrifying speed. The Indiana Fever had allegedly taken down her honorary banner from the rafters of their arena.
This whole Dewanna Bonner thing is bothering me a little bit. So it turns out that Dewanna Bonner scrubbed off everything that pertains or to Indiana Fever. What is going on? I don't get it. You take a leave of absence, no updates, nothing. Does she want to retire? Does she want to leave the Fever? Is she looking for a trade? What is going on with Dewanna Bonner?
Whether this was officially confirmed or not, the message it sent was brutal and unambiguous. A banner in an arena is a symbol of respect, an honor reserved for the most beloved figures in a franchise's history. To have it removed is the ultimate sign of disrespect, a clear signal that the relationship is not just over, but that it ended in the worst way imaginable. The bridge wasn't just burned, it was a smoldering, radioactive crater. She hadn't just quit on her team, she had declared war on its very memory, and the franchise, it seemed, was firing back.
Pissed off, bro. I want my money back, bro. Dewanna Bonner, listen, I'm gonna start this off. I pray everything's okay. We don't know what's going on. I hope everything is okay. And I hope it's not something too serious. But bruh. I got my receipt. I want my money back. I want my damn money back. I want my money back, Dewanna Bonner. I ordered something and I did not get what I paid for. I ordered something and did not get what I have paid for. Dewanna Bonner, I would like my money back. I don't know what's going on, but you're not showing up to work anymore.
From the shadows of her self-imposed exile, Dewanna Bonner is now trying to orchestrate her next move. But this isn't a player quietly hoping for a second chance. It's a desperate and public audition tour. Reports began to leak, almost certainly from her own camp, that her preferred destinations were the Atlanta Dream or a grand return to the Phoenix Mercury. She's not just asking for a trade, she's actively pitching herself as if she's the most sought-after free agent on the market, completely oblivious to the fact that she just abandoned her last team. The fantasy she's selling is a reunion with other big names, like her former teammate Brittany Griner, as if their combined star power from 5 years ago could magically reignite and form a new super team. It's the basketball equivalent of a washed-up rock star trying to launch a reunion tour to pay off bad debts. This isn't a strategic career move, it's a vanity project. It's an attempt to cling to relevance by associating with other famous players, all while ignoring the giant red flag she now carries. You have to ask, what team's general manager would willingly import this level of drama, this proven track record of quitting, into their locker room? She's acting like she holds all the cards, when in reality, she's become radioactive. This wasn't just a business decision, it was a profound betrayal of an entire fan base. Indiana fans had bought into the hype completely. They purchased tickets and jerseys, ready to cheer for the Mama Bear who was supposed to lead their young team. They offered her their support, only to be met with a cold shoulder and a disappearing act. The whiplash was severe. 1 week, they were chanting her name. The next, they were trying to figure out if she was ever coming back. The way she left, the ghosting, the social media scrub, the rumored demands felt like a slap in the face. It wasn't just that she quit, it's how she quit. She showed a stunning lack of respect for the city, her teammates, and the fans who invested their time and money in her. Angry fans flooded social media, with some even joking they wanted a refund. They paid to see a veteran leader, a professional competitor, and instead they got a diva who packed up her bags the moment things didn't go her way. That kind of betrayal isn't easily forgotten. While Bonner may be shopping for a new team, she's finding that most doors are slamming shut in her face. In the world of professional sports, talent is important, but reputation is everything. By quitting mid-season over a starting spot, she has made herself radioactive. No coach or general manager wants to touch a player who has proven she is a locker room liability. This isn't just about the Indiana incident, it establishes a pattern. Her exit from Connecticut wasn't exactly smooth either, and this latest meltdown confirms the worst fears about her character. Teams are looking for players who show resilience, who can handle adversity, and who put the team first. Dewanna Bonner has just demonstrated that she is the polar opposite of that. While rookies like Caitlin Clark are getting physically battered every single night and still showing up to compete, a 15-year veteran threw a tantrum and refused to play. The idea that Atlanta or Phoenix are eagerly waiting to sign her is a delusion. No team wants to import a mid-season crisis, especially one that revolves around a player whose best days are clearly behind them. She's not negotiating from a position of power. She's holding her own career hostage, and she's losing. In the end, the bizarre saga of Dewanna Bonner is so much more than just a player quitting on her team mid-season. It's a stunning cautionary tale about what happens when a celebrated athlete's ego eclipses their sense of teamwork, when pride becomes more important than the pursuit of winning, and when a refusal to adapt leads to self-destruction. She didn't just walk away from the Indiana Fever, she walked away from competition, from accountability, and from the very grit and resilience that define a true professional. She wasn't pushed out by a cruel organization, she fled the moment she was no longer being worshipped, the moment her past accomplishments were no longer enough to guarantee her a starting spot. The question now is not if the Fever will ever take her back. That ship has sailed, sunk, and been sold for scrap. The real lingering question is about her legacy. Will she be remembered for her championships and her years of all-star play? Or will the final defining chapter of her career be this bizarre, self-inflicted implosion, a story of a star who chose to vanish rather than fight?